Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of Meet the Owners. The idea around these videos is just to get to know each other a little bit more, learn some of the background around the people that have decided to get involved with the club, any cool stories they want to share. Some will be from our worldwide owners, some will be from our local community, and I'm hoping to speak to as many people as I possibly can. Our first guest is, some of you may recognise him from the old club as part of the Welsh Fan Club. It's Andy Woodin. So, evening, Andy.
Evening. How you
Evening.
doing?
How you doing? Yeah, good, mate. Good. Yourself?
Yeah, hanging in there, mate. Hanging in there. Pretty good.
Yeah, so obviously, purpose of these videos is just so we can get to know our owners a bit more. So I just wonder if you, first of all, just introduce yourself, a bit about yourself.
Yeah. So I'm Andy Woodin, and I was raised in Corringham, Stanford-le-Hope. I moved there from East London when I was like 3 or something, and I left when I was 21, and I've lived in South Wales ever since. I'm got 2 kids and a family here and everything else, but my sister and my dad still live there. Still live in Corringham. And I've been a fan of what was East Thurrock United and is obviously now East Thurrock CFC since, blimey, I was actually trying to think about this, and I was trying to go through my memory banks of all those nights where I forced my dad down there in a freezing cold. There were like 5 men and a dog there and the tea lady. Probably since the late 80s, late 80s, early 90s, Essex Senior League sort of level. And yeah, I used to go down there almost every week when I was still living down in Corringham, but still came down regularly and when I could, and when I went home to see my family and everything, I'd go down and catch a game. So yeah, I've been around the club for most of my life, one way or the other.
Brilliant. Yeah, so been a fan a lot longer than myself.
It's only because I'm a lot older than you and uglier than you, Jay. That's all right.
You don't look older. You don't look older.
Oh, you're very sweet.
So, in terms of so since you've moved to Wales, have you followed any other non-league stuff around where you live or where you're from, or?
No, nothing like that. There's a bit of a story. I actually support a Spanish team. My team is a team called Racing Santander, who currently play in the second division in Spain. And I fairly regularly go over to see them and stuff. It's it's a long story, longer than we've got, but essentially, I support them. I follow them. I'm quite heavily involved with them, and know a lot of people over there. And don't tell the wife, but one day my dream is to obviously have a flat in the ground and all that jazz. So it's a beautiful part of the world. If anyone's never been there to Cantabria, northern Spain, it is absolutely gorgeous. So I would recommend it. But yeah, so I don't get a lot of football with 2 small children, but what I do is generally either 3 hours that way down to Essex or 3 hours that way over to northern Spain. So
well, I can't say we get the same sunshine, but the people are just as nice. So yeah, northern Spain. So yeah, in terms of East Thurrock Community Football Club, what have you found so far that's been good about this new setup, new club? As much as we miss the old club, community football is.
I mean, let's talk a little bit about the old club. I know we don't want to because we're moving forward, we're being positive, but
that's fine.
Because I understand that we've got a lot of owners now, which is absolutely magnificent, by the way, and they're all over the world, which is just unbelievably magnificent. But just to give a bit of context for people, the old club was brilliant, and it was wonderful, and it was a very traditional British/English football club. You had the guys that went there every single week. Everyone knew everybody's name and all the rest of it, but it had problems. It had problems for a long time. And it had rich benefactors who came and then went and then promised and then didn't promise and everything else. And the nature of football in especially England, there's a football club every 5 yards if you go to the right part of the country, right? And it's the life and soul of the community. But it wasn't plain sailing. There was lots of ups and downs with it. And I think it was such a wrench for everybody. It was such a shock and surprise to everybody when East Thurrock United were put into administration. But the mere fact that almost straight away, relatively speaking, in such a short space of time, committed people from the local area have come together and normally when these things happen, you get a group of people and they just have an idea and it doesn't necessarily go anywhere. But you guys have taken it from the embryo of an idea to actually being part of something, getting this ownership structure and everything else involved. It's magnificent, genuinely. It's absolutely brilliant, and it was an absolute honor to be part of it. Like, it's nothing to be an owner is nothing. I wish I could be there and be actually more involved in the day-to-day running and everything else, but just to have a stake in the future say of the club is magnificent for me.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, you say being an owner is nothing, but to be honest, being an owner is everything. It is everything to the football club. So we need all the plugs on social media. Yourself, I know you're always on there pushing it, and that is just as much as anyone else. Believe me. So if you was going to tell anyone out there why they should invest, why they should come along, why they should support, why they should look after their community football club, whether it be our one or another one, what would you say?
I'll say don't go to another one, come to ours. Ours is the best for a start. And then I'd say, you know, ownership, £50. Now I understand £50 a lot of money to some people and in certain circumstances, and I appreciate it's an extravagance, but you're not really investing your money. You're investing your emotion. You're investing your bandwidth as a human being into something that's greater than you. That you know, we can all look at anything in life, whether it be a company or a football team or sports or whatever. It's very easy to get involved with something that is already got the foundations of being successful or whatever. To actually do something that is meaningful to a group of people who you might not ever even get to meet, but you still feel part of. Like in today's world where we all feel like completely polarized and closer but more far apart than ever, something like this, it isn't about football. It's just a catalyst for community. It's the catalyst to bring people together. The football is the thing that we love, but that is just the sort of honeypot in the middle that we all gravitate towards. So for the money that's being asked, it's insignificant really in the value that you as a human will get out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, your words mean so much, and
it's true, mate.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So as this has gone on and on and on, and I'm sure when we start doing more of these videos with other owners from around the world, from the community, people will see that the biggest thing about this football club is not, are we going to play in the Premier League one day, or are we going to do this, or are we going to do that? It's one, being sustainable, but two, having that sociable side, community feel, whether that be online, like me and you now, or going to the pub with people that you've never been to the pub with before because you've watched the same football team. So everything you said, I can only echo.
Yeah, no, that's right. I mean, the thing is, we all have these dreams of, like, you know, we're going to have this team, we're going to be in the Football League in 10 years, and then we're going to be playing Champions League football. It's not even about that. That level of success or whatever, that will never be enough. There will always be something else that you strive towards. That isn't the sort of fundamental of why you're in it. I mean, we all want that sort of level of success or something that we can be proud of in terms of a sport club, but it's more about the relationships that you make as a result of being part of it, which is the important thing.
Yeah. So I think we'll leave that there then, Andy. And thanks for talking to me. Thanks for your time, and I'm sure we'll speak again. Perhaps when the games start flowing and streaming online, we can have a chat about some of the games.
Let's do it, mate. Let's have a watch along. Me and you, split screen. Let's go.
Let's do it. Get on the beers.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
All right, mate. All the best.
See you later, mate.
Take care. Bye, buddy.